James Lynch here for Flow Combat with Ben Askren, who's going to be making his UFC debut this Saturday against Robbie Lawler. And Ben, how is this fight week compared to the other organizations you fought for in terms of the media and everything else? How is it compared?
Everything's been good so far. Real smooth running. Got a lot of media. I even did a media day in LA with Tyron. Had fun with that, and so everything's great.
That's awesome. And I saw you on TMZ as well, doing that thing with Tyron.
See that piece?
Yeah, no, with you guys were doing the talking about Robert Kraft and all that stuff. How do you? Yeah, exactly. Do you like doing that type of stuff? Is that something you would enjoy as being part of the UFC?
I mean, that was fun because that was just me and Tyron sitting down, acting like there was no cameras on, just bullshitting about an old man getting a hand job. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. No, I thought it was great. I thought it was a good segment. Any thoughts of you and Tyron doing something together, video-wise, going forward?
You know what? After that lunch scrum on Monday, I've had about 50 people ask me, say we should do something regularly together, and so I don't know. I guess we'll have to consider it.
Okay. Is it a little bit disappointing? I mean, this is a great fight, but that you didn't have an opponent who's going to, talk trash back to you. I'm sure you enjoy that. You sort of thrive off of it.
I'm sure I'll get one eventually. This isn't the one, but I'm sure I'll get one.
Yeah. And training camp, who are some of the training partners aside from Tyron that you got to work with? Gerald Mershard, I know you got to work with. He's coming in on Friday.
Gerald's coming in Thursday. It's one of my main training partners. I use Duke. Mark Lehman worked with me some, and then I got a young kid that he actually trained at my wrestling academy. He was two-time Division III national champion, and he's making his Bellator debut this month. So his name's Jordan Newman, so I used him some too. And I guess those would probably be the main three.
What's been the feedback from the wrestling community just of you making your debut and making it this far? A lot of people didn't think this would ever happen.
Yeah, they're excited. I mean, I think everyone who's gotten a feel for my personality at least kind of likes it by this point. Once you get to peel the layers back and see a little deeper. So I think everyone's excited.
Everyone talks about the layoff, but you've been in the gym quite frequently, even when you did quote-unquote retire.
When I retired. I was doing some hot yoga and working out with my guys, and that was about it.
Okay. So, but for those who say that the layoff is going to be a factor, did you buy into that at all or no?
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
How do you look at Robbie in terms of his career? Because, his last fight, pretty underwhelming against RDA, but before that, he looked great. What type of Robbie are you expecting on Saturday?
Robbie's been all over the place. If you look at his career, if you did one of those dot maps of his performances, it's fucking all over the place. Yeah. So I'm just going to prepare for the best one to show up, and we'll see what happens.
Do you see a decision happening, or do you feel like you can finish Robbie on Saturday?
I think either way. I wouldn't be shocked for either one of them to happen.
I notice you wear sandals all the time. What's the story behind that?
I like wearing sandals.
Does the UFC ever give you grief about that?
No, they haven't said shit.
Well, that's good.
There's no different any shoes.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. If we could all wear sandals, I think it would be great. George St. Pierre retired last week. Your reaction to that? I'm sure a little disappointed that you guys never got to fight.
The Canadian guy interviewed him earlier. He said George is coming back to fight me in November. That's what he told me.
Well, I've heard rumblings you want to fight Darren Till if he beats Masvidal.
Well, I want to fight the winner of that fight. So I don't really like either of those guys. I'll fight either one of them.
But I'm sure you'd like to fight Till a little bit more because he's, there's a lot of, you guys had a good Twitter back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, he's just kind of a dum-dum. But yeah, I don't really like George Masvidal either. I'll fight either one. Whoever wins that one.
You guys both have the same management, right? You and George. I guess there'd be no hesitation there if you wanted.
St. Pierre?
No, Masvidal.
We do?
I'm pretty sure he's a first-round guy, is he not?
I'm not with first round.
Oh, I thought you were. I thought that was part of the deal.
Malky tried recruiting me, and I just said no to Malky.
So you don't have a manager then, or do you?
Zinkin.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Okay, fair enough. Glad we cleared that up. What about, in terms of this fight week, what do you do for downtime? What do you do to kind of take your mind off everything? I see you're at the PI a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, getting my workouts in and staying loose. Got a bunch of friends and family coming out. Hopefully maybe throw some disc golf. I don't know, reading books.
And last question for you. I'd say in terms of your political views, I'd say you're more of a libertarian than a conservative, perhaps. Do you ever get any flack about that? Conservatives aren't, or libertarians, I should say, aren't taken very kindly on social media. How do you deal with it?
I mean, no one takes very kindly to a lot of things I say on social media, so I don't really care. I mean, you know what? I try to be a free thinker, so I'm not really in anyone's camp. I mean, frankly, I would say socially, I'm probably a little more liberal than I am conservative. Fiscally conservative, but yeah, I mean, mainly into smaller government. I don't like all the government overreaching. I love freedom. I'm a freedom-loving person, so I realize governments exist for reasons. But when we go all the way to socialism, that's been tried many times, and it's never turned out very well. And if you want to say, well, it wasn't true socialism, you're kind of lying to yourself. I mean, and I don't want to get too political, but you asked the damn question. If you look at just the Stalin regime and the Mao regime. I mean, there's 80 million people that died in those two regimes, and that's a scary place to go. It really is. And if you haven't read history and you don't get that, you need to do your research before you start talking.
Any political personalities that you follow? Is there anyone in particular you like reading or don't like reading?
I mean, I like reading everybody because, for me, I think, when you get in the echo chamber and you're just listening to people who have the same views as you, that can get kind of dangerous. I mean, so I really, I like following people who retweet and talk about people on both sides. Yeah. Because then you're kind of getting a little bit from everything and you become a little more well-rounded in your thinking.
Last question, where would you rank George St. Pierre in the greatest of all time? I want to get your opinion here.
Greatest of any weight. Gotta be 1, 2, or 3, right? I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. Right now, we'll say John, Jones, asterisk next to it, DJ, GSP, Anderson. Those are I think those are your 4 for anybody, and how you mix them up and throw them out of there. It's tough. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be the guy that would want to rank those real 4.
Thanks so much for the time. Best luck on Saturday.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.